It's a hot day in Birmingham, Alabama. Temperature is 82 degrees. The Tampa Bay Bandits and the Birmingham Stallions will be playing on artificial surface and in about 90 to 95 degrees for this important ball game at Legion Field in Birmingham. Now, let's look to the Eastern Conference standings and explain why this game means so much to these two teams. Birmingham and Tampa Bay are tied right now at the top of the Eastern Conference, 6-2. However, within conference play, the Stallions are 5-0 and Tampa Bay 3-1. Now, if Birmingham should win today and go to 6-0 within the conference and Tampa Bay to 3-2 in the conference, that's quite a gap because the conference standings are the first tiebreaker should these two teams wind up at the top at the end of the regular season. So it's a very important ball game, and the ambiance, the atmosphere in the city of Birmingham is not terribly pleasant today. This is the Sunday morning sports page, and the local media referring to this ball game today as the Survival Bowl, because I'm sure most of you know there have been stories of severe fiscal problems for this franchise over the last couple of weeks. We'll have more at halftime as Jim Lampley talks with the management of the Stallions as well as the mayor of the city of Birmingham. But right now, Lynn Swan, let's turn to the players themselves and ask you this question. Does this kind of an atmosphere impact the Birmingham players?
It certainly does, and you find out just who the competitors are and who they aren't. Because those who believe they're good players and want to compete, they'll come out here and play tough. Those who are worried and insecure, they're not going to play that well. But more importantly, they can't do anything about it. So the best thing for them to do is go out and play football. And today's game matches the number one offense, the Tampa Bay Bandits, versus the number one defense in the league, the Birmingham Stallions. And that offense of the Bandits may be without the services of Gary Anderson for most of the game, Keith, because he has sprained his ankle. He wants to play, but he just doesn't know how much he can play. He's a good competitor, so he'll try hard. But the number one nemesis on that defensive team for the Stallions is Chuck Clanton, who already has 10 interceptions.
Can we expect Raleigh Dodge and the Stallions to come out and do what New Jersey did to Houston, just beat on them and try to wear them down?
I think so. The offense is going to try and just come right at them, punch. They may try some variations early in the ball game to throw the defensive team of the Bandits off. But I think they'll stick to most of their traditional game plan of running the football. We could see some three wide receivers on the one-back set. But it's a chance also for the offense of Birmingham to show how good they are, and for the Tampa Bay Bandits to say, hey, we've got a pretty good defense too. They've got Marcus Quinn, one of the best safeties in the league.
Now, the man in charge of the Birmingham Stallions' fate this afternoon, I guess is a fair way to put it, is Coach Raleigh Dodge, who earlier this week said his neck was bowed and he was determined to win this ball game. Let's turn to him now as he talks with Tim Brandt.
Raleigh, I've got to believe as you prepare for this game that you tell your players to expect the unexpected. Bandit ball, quick, wild, passing. On the other hand, you like to hold the football, run the clock down, control the football. You've been doing that, but I also see where you're concerned about your point production. Can you expound on that?
Well, Tim, we've possessed the ball and we've had some good drives, but we haven't been scoring as much as we did last year when we would possess the football and score touchdowns. So I'm a little concerned we've been a little bit inconsistent there. Our defense has been playing extremely well. Our running game's picking up and Joe's getting it going, so I expect we're going to try to run the ball quite a bit today.
Number one offense against the number one defense. Now, Keith and Swanee were just talking about that, but it's more cut and dried. It's not as cut and dried as that is. There's more to it.
I don't think so. I think Tampa Bay's defense is an outstanding one. I think our offense can be. So I think it's going to be one of those games where it's not one against one, but it's going to be team against team, and overall special teams, everything's going to have a bearing today.
The adversity of the league, more specifically the financial woes of this franchise here, it's not enough time to go into it now, but I do want to ask you, is your team mentally ready to play a good ball game?
Well, Tim, I think so. You know, we've had a lot of distractions, and it has been difficult. I can't say that it hasn't. But we've got good people, and when you got good people, they got their mind on their job. We're going after them.
Good luck today.
Thank you.
All right, Keith, I think it's too early in the year to say it's a must-win, but as you know and as you've documented, the winner here today carries the league lead into the second half of the season, and they have the leg up as we head into the home stretch.
And if, in fact, they do come, Tim, to a tiebreaker using the conference standing, 6-0 and 3-2 are a long way apart in the game of football. Zenon Androsian kicks off to Mickey Sutton and Paulot Caruth, and it goes back to the 8-yard line to Mickey Sutton out of Montana. Hard-headed, tough, small runner comes banging his way back out to about the 29-yard line, and there the Birmingham Stallions will go to work. And they open with Cliff Stout, who's coming back. He's had all kinds of trouble with his right elbow. He was all puffed up a week ago, but he's had a good week of practice. Joe Cribbs and Leon Perry line up behind him. Joey Jones and Jim Smith, the wide people, and the tight end is Darrell Mason. Up front, front, they open with Mike Turner, Buddy Adelette, Mark Battaglia, Pat Saindon, and Pat Phoenix. It's a big, mobile offensive line, and that's why we feel that they'll just try to beat on Tampa Bay's defensive people for a while. The first snap of the ball game, however, is a pass, and it works, and it's good for a first down. It's thrown to Ken Toller, as Toller steps in instead of Perry, as they come out with a one-back offense instead of the two setbacks, and Toller makes it work for a big gain all the way down to the Tampa Bay 46-yard line. The defensive unit for the Bandits opening today, Mike Butler, Fred Nordgood, and Mike Clark are the three big guys down, with Harrell, Richardson, Kirchbaum, and Johnson, the linebackers, and the secondary of Hanna, Quinn, Anderson, and Bailey. It is first down Birmingham. The ball is given to Joe Cribbs, and Joe works his way down to about the 42. Give him about 4.5 yards on that carry. Brought down by James Harrell and Kelly Kirchbaum. This was the look of the right elbow of Cliff Stout. He took a whack on it in the ball game last week, and you can see how it popped up in the Bursasac area. He had surgery on that elbow after last season. Thought he had it fixed. Apparently not so. Toller is out now, and Perry comes in as Birmingham sets up with a two-back offense. And the ball goes to Joe Cribbs. And it is Leon Perry, number 30, slashing out of what normally would be the left halfback position, and normally Cribbs' position, but Joe that time slipped into the right halfback spot. Cribbs is 195, Perry is 250, maybe a little less now. Steve Spurrier, Florida's only Heisman Trophy winner. His first head coaching job was bossing the Bandits for John Bassett. The only time he's been a head coach, and he's done a spectacular job.
And yesterday he was celebrating his 40th birthday. The team had a little surprise party for him after their dinner last night.
Joel Coles comes in. Coles, a late bloomer, beginning to assert himself in the Birmingham offense. The Stout fakes it to Cribbs and rolls it out, pulls it down, and takes a lick at about the 38-yard line. Stout is not afraid to call his number. He's a gamer, which may be one reason why he's walking around with a swollen elbow.
You're right about that. He did have a receiver, Keith, that was coming open late on the far side of the field, but because he chose to run and didn't hesitate, he couldn't see him downfield. He is also, Keith, the second leading rusher on this ball club, carrying the ball 38 times compared to Joe's 124. The next guy on this team is Gant.
I'm not sure. Fourth and 1 now, Swanee. Fourth and about 1.5 yards, and the crowd cheering the Stallions' decision to go for it. Perry and Cribbs are lined up behind Stout. They put Earl in motion, draw him over into a blocking back position, and they break the call. They break the snap. It looked like that Stout he wanted one of two things. Either he took the long count and varied his cadence in an effort to draw Tampa Bay offside, or else he was checking off. And he accomplished, I guess, what he wanted to do. He got contact in the neutral zone from Tampa Bay.
We'll see where the contact comes in on this play. Now, what happens is as Joe Cribbs moves, he didn't intend to move, but he is allowed to move, and he started moving backwards. Then he stopped to freeze himself. Then James Harrell came off the line and made contact with the tight end, 81, Darrell Mason.
On the 33, the 5-yard penalty is a first down for the Birmingham Stallions. Stout going to put it up. Looks for Jones, goes short to Cribbs. Cribbs is hemmed in, but gets some help. That's one of the reasons right there why he is so valuable. He turns a 5-yard loss into about a 2-yard gain.
It's an outstanding play on Joe Cribbs' part just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Birmingham coming out, Keith, doing what we talked about briefly at the beginning with 3 wide receivers. This time they had 2 backs, but they're going to the air a lot more, trying to take advantage of a defense that's set up against the run. You see Joe Cribbs sees it's all crowded to the outside, starts looking for help on the inside. His line very quickly getting out there to give support.
Give him a yard, call it second down and 9 from the 32. They send Cribbs into the middle, goes to the 29. Picks up about 3. They'll be looking at third down and a long 6. It is a warm day, and it's very warm down on the rug, and as the day wears on, physical conditioning will play a part, and if there is an edge on a day like this, the edge would lie with the younger player.
I think so. You know, I was talking to Timmy before the game started. He pointed out that Joe Cribb's longest carry of the season has only been 15 yards, and we're used to seeing him break the big ones. He thinks Cribb might have a day where he's going to get a big run from this offense.
They work out of the shotgun on 3rd and 6.5. Stout gets some pressure, runs out of it. Trying for the first down. He eludes that first tackler, Harrell. He slipped by him, and he's got enough for the first down inside the 20. So Stout continuing to run the football, takes it to the 18, and there the Stallions are camped, first down. The center for the Birmingham Stallions, Mark Battaglia, former Penn Stater, has a helmet microphone on today, so you'll hear the noise from the trenches.
Come on.
Cribb slashes inside the 15, take him down to the 14, and there Kirchbaum. Kelly out of Kentucky brings him down.
Keith, you talked about the offensive line and Raleigh Dodge wanting to run the football. There you saw a good example, and a couple of other plays previously we saw good examples of their line charge and getting off that line of scrimmage, being aggressive, firing out, pushing that defensive line back, so when the running back gets up to the line of scrimmage, before he makes contact, he's another 2 yards beyond that, picking up the gains.
Second down and 6. Stout looks for Jones, can't find him. Goes intended for Jim Smith, and Smith, the receiver, turns defender and slaps the ball away from Warren Hanna to prevent the interception.
Cliff Stout from over the years has a lot of confidence working with Jim Smith, and we'll see on this play, Cliff is under pressure. He'll get the ball away, but what he's giving Jim Smith is a chance to come back and make the great play. Now, he knows Jim doesn't have position, but he's hoping Jim can come back and cut in front of the defensive back and make the play. At that time, Warren Hanna got turned around, and he made the play, and Jim Smith stopped it from being an interception.
Birmingham 1 out of 2 on 3rd down conversions. They went for it and got it on 4th down, recall. Stout turns and hands to the big man, Perry. And the Ole Miss Rebel pounds his way inside the 10, down to the 9. It looks like he might be a little short of his first down.
Well, the yard marker has the first down being at about the 8-yard line, Keith. It's going to bring up another 4th down in one situation.
And he's going to go again. Robin Earl, the big tight end, comes in. Earl at 6'5" and 240. He was a fullback for Don James at the University of Washington. So consequently, he's a pretty good blocking back when they slip him in there at that tight end position. 4th and 1. Stout keeps it on the roll and gets his first down. Well, instead of sending the big guy into the middle, he chose to roll it out and kept looking into the end zone as he got good protection, and then on the cutback was able to pick up his first down.
Well, the big guy, Leon Perry, did a great job of getting a block on the end, Mike Clark, number 79. Mike Clark was trying to pursue the play, to string it out and cut him off. Perry chopped him down, opening up the alley for Cliff Stout to cut back.
Ball is on the 7, and it is 1st and goal of Joel Coles as they go to the eye for the first time. Cribbs deep, and Cribbs has it. And he's hit behind the line of scrimmage by a blitzing strong safety, Dwayne Anderson, number 26, out of SMU.
That's a strong play for the defensive secondary. Just coming in, reading it's going to be a run. Dwayne Anderson takes off and penetrates, tries to stop the play in the backfield, and he does so successfully. About a 2-yard loss, Keith.
Back to the 9. So it is 2nd down and goal as they lose 2, and this will be the 13th snap of the ball in the opening possession of the ball game by the Birmingham Stallions. They're chewing up the clock. 7:20 to go, first quarter. Stout to throw. Gets it into the corner. Mason is over there, and it is incomplete. Mason is spoken for a call on early contact. Defensive play again made by Dwayne Anderson.
You see again the pressure on Cliff Stout. I talked with Barry Wilson, the Tampa Bay defensive coordinator, and he felt that he had to take some chances to apply more pressure to Cliff Stout, force things to happen. James Harrell comes in on the rush, forces the pressure, and Daryl Mason just bumped into Dwayne Anderson, who had position on that last play.
And it is 3rd and goal from the 9. Out throwing. Barry is protector, whips one into their goal line area to Jim Smith. Smith coming back to the ball, retreating from the goal line. They will give his progress to about the 2, and it's 4th and goal. Marcus Quinn was right there, and he helped drive Smith off the goal line.
Here, I'm pretty sure Cliff wanted to throw this ball deep to Smitty. He had good coverage, so Smitty cut it short, was coming back and hopefully tried to stay in that goal line, but he had to come beyond it, and the free safety, Marcus Quinn, comes over to drop him short of the touchdown.
And they're going.
And they're still going for them. 4th down. 3 gutsy plays by the field.
Kickoff, and burn up almost 9 minutes on the clock. Grind it down the field using fundamentally short passing, and they go on the scoreboard at 6:14 to go in the first quarter. They ran off 15 plays to go 71 yards.
Joe Cribbs, one of the most versatile, if not the most versatile running back in the USFL, making it look all so easy that time.
Danny Miller drills the extra point.
I would say that this entire drive was set up by the fact that the Birmingham Stallions came out with 3 wide receivers as opposed to a 2 running back set. Caught the defense of Tampa Bay off guard just a bit, took advantage of it, changed things up down the field, got on the scoreboard first with ball control and great execution in the first quarter.
Out of Auburn, coming down from the Buffalo Bills, making his first touchdown catch of the year. Alvin Bailey is back there along with Ricky Williams now to receive the kickoff from Danny Miller. Alvin Bailey, who returned 90 consecutive punts. He's got the ball. He's exciting. And he cuts it up across the 25 and gets to about the 27. So with 6:05 to go in the first quarter, the Tampa Bay Bandits will finally get a chance to handle the ball. The Tampa Bay Bandits offensive alignment, and you notice immediately their multiple threat back. Gary Anderson not in the starting lineups. Ricky Williams is there. Brodsky, Jackson, and Harvey. Harvey being tied in. And big guys up front, Pike, Pitcock, Foot, Newton, and Smith. And they come out with double wide on the first snap of the ball game from the 28-yard line. First snap of the ball game for Tampa Bay, that is. Birmingham leads 7-0. Reeves under pressure, gets it away to Greg Boone. Boone on a screen play, close to a first down as he gets it near the 38. And Reeves took a lick. Interesting now as you watch the replay here that the visiting team is wearing the red shirt. The home team has the call on the uniform, and Raleigh Dots likes to wear white, especially on a hot day.
On a hot day, it doesn't, I guess the colors have something to do with retaining heat. On a day like this, it really doesn't matter much. It's going to be hot for everyone.
It's close enough for the change to come out, and Birmingham was able to accomplish what they wanted to, even though Reeves was able to complete the screen pass and get almost a first down out of it, and he did get a first down. But he took a lick, and that's one of the things that Birmingham defensive people want to do, is put some lumps on him early.
Well, they're going to try and put lumps on him, but when you're running a screenplay, you want to get the big rush. As we take a look at the defensive line of the Birmingham Stallions.
Duraford, Klein, Smith, Perko, Spencer, Rowe, Kelly, the backers. Secondary, Woodbury, Clanton, Dumars, and Evans is sort of John Reeves versus Chuck Clanton. Clanton's picked off 10 passes this season. Reeves has been intercepted only 9 times. And he goes big for one and can't come up with it as he loops the ball deep downfield towards number 87, his tight end, Marvin Harvey. And the way that Birmingham plays their defense, normally you would expect the Bandits tight end to be available. Tim Ramp now with Cliff Stout.
All right, Keith, truly one of the more intestinal fortitude stories we have down here, playing with a badly bruised elbow. How does it feel? And I know you didn't want to run as much today.
Well, I really don't want to do that much running, but if that's what I have to do, well, I just see how long I can last without getting a hit on it.
All right, Cliff.
Keith? Timmy's playing hurt today, too. He's all strapped up with a slip disc. Reeves back to throw. Good protection. Goes down the middle with it. It's intercepted. Picked off by Chuck Clinton, number 11 for the year, making a diving pickoff of the ball, and the Stallions have it near midfield.
The chalk one up for Chuck Clinton, but that pass was thrown intended for a receiver up front. Was thrown a little bit high, and Chuck Clinton out of Auburn came up with a great effort on the interception, Keith. The ball is thrown. You'll see him catch it while he is on the ground. You see it thrown over the receiver's head. He is falling down, makes a great catch, gets up to pick up the yards.
And so the Stallions are cooking at their own 49, leading 7-0. And number 50, James Harrell. Harrell is not a particularly big linebacker, playing the outside at 6'2", 220. He's from Florida, played 5 years with the Detroit Lions. But he is very, very quick. That's the 17th sack of Cliff Stout this season.
Also notice, Keith, up front, it almost looked like they were playing a bit of a flex defense. 68 Fred Jordan was way off the ball, and he is again on this particular play.
And they go now to 3 wideouts. Cribbs throws a solid block, giving Stout time. Stout drills the football to Darrell Mason, the tight end, a former Razorback from Arkansas. And he puts it down at the 48 of Tampa Bay. That's a pickup of 3 yards now, and it'll be 3rd down and 7.
We'll see the offensive line doing a good job here blocking, keeping people out, forming a wall. 3-on-2. They should do it every time when they get those numbers.
Pat Saindon, 6'3", 275, out of Vanderbilt in his 2nd year in the USFL. Time remaining 3.5 minutes, first quarter. It's 3rd down and a long 7, closer to 8. Stout moving out of the shotgun. Harrell's after him. Little flip to Cribb. He's got 3 blockers in front of him. Pretty good defensive flow, however, by the Tampa Bay Bandits, and they stop Joe at the 44, well short of the 1st down. Marcus Quinn making the tackle, and that'll bring up 4th down and almost surely a punt by Bob Parsons.
Watching this play, you get a controlled rollout by Cliff Stout. Catches the defense a little bit by surprise, expecting him to drop straight back. They flow. Great pressure by James. Cliff's in trouble. Safety valve is Joe Cribbs. Now Joe Cribbs picks up blockers all the way across. And again, as you said, Keith, the defense did a great job of being quick, following up with their pursuit, and stopping him for a short gain.
Parsons averaging just over 38 yards per punt. On it 12 years for the Chicago Bears. Did tight spin on the kick. And angles it for the corner and knocks it out of bounds right at the 10-yard line. So, Bob Parsons, not too long with it, 33 yards, but very efficient. The USFL's top offensive team will begin from its 10, trailing 7-0 with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Brodsky comes to the bottom of the picture as they go double wide. Birmingham's run 18 plays and Tampa Bay 3 so far in the first quarter. John Reeves gives the ball to Ricky Williams, and Ricky Williams is belted down by Jackie Klein, big guy out of Alabama, 6'5" and 270, and he just rumbled right through with little opposition.
Well, someone either forgot to block him, made a mistake and didn't block him, or he just out-quicked whoever was supposed to cut off, pursued from the backside, had a great angle to come down behind the line of scrimmage and make the tackle.
Loss of 2, it's 2nd down and 12 from the 8. And Reeves is back to the Bandits' goal line, the sideline. Pass is caught, but the receiver is thrown out of bounds, Marvin Harvey, and the gain is small. David Dumars, 5'10", 190, Harvey 6'3", 223. They had the mismatch they wanted, but Dumars is a tough nut.
And he also had the big tight end close to the sideline, so all he had to do is grab him and push him out. I'd hate to see him in a situation where he'd have to pick up Big Harvey and slam him to the turf. He might be in trouble. He tried. He might fall backwards.
They got 5. It is 3rd down and 7.
What is on? What's the snap now?
Reeves varying the snap count. Stallions anticipating may have jumped.
Illegal contact, number 98 on the defense. Third down.
They caught Jackie Klein on changing the sound. Bill Parkinson is the referee. David Foley, the umpire. Head linesman Hayden Terry. L.T. Bonner, the line judge. John Pemberton, the back judge. Side judge is Chet DiFastano. And the field judge is James Anderson. The Stefano. I'll get that right yet. I blow it every week. I owe Chet dinner. Nat Newton, number 61 right there. The offensive guard is wearing a helmet microphone. Listen.
Round 90! Round 90!
Give the ball off to Ricky Williams, and Williams at 175 pounds, not that big, but very quick, and on third and short, appears to have the first down. Depends on the mark.
They're going to measure because it's awfully close.
Ricky Williams played for Bobby Bowden at Florida State and scored the first ever touchdown for the Tampa Bay Bandits in their first game in the USFL. Then he got hurt and was out the rest of the season. When he came back, Gary Anderson was camped in his spot.
It's really tough to get Gary Anderson out of there once he gets comfortable and starts playing great ball, but as you said earlier, he's out because of a sprained ankle.
Was a first down by a half a ball. Baltimore's gone out in front of Portland 14-0. Kelvin Bryant is back and healthy, and he just run 82 yards for the Stars' second touchdown. The Bandits at their 20, first down. Reeves, short drop, throws short. Williams can't bounce outside. He's thrown down at around the 25 by Bill Rowe and Ken Kelly, linebackers. Kelly is out of Penn State, played for the Blitz for a year, and Bill Rowe, of course, out of Colorado, had 1 year with the Dallas Cowboys.
Bill Rowe did a great job, Keith, of just maintaining position after that ball was caught, not going for the fake and making a great form tackle. Open field tackles are traditionally the toughest to make. The running back has all the room in the world to make a move and cut back on you.
Got about 5, second down and 5. First quarter is history. And after one, the Birmingham Stallions in that opening possession, running off 15 plays for the touchdown, lead by a score of 7-0 over the Bandits. USFL's top defensive team is controlling the top offensive team, with Birmingham leading 7-0, and here's the first snap of the second quarter. Second down and a long 5. 17! Give it to Williams, big hole left side, dances for a first down and slashes his way.
One of the advantages, Keith, of having an experienced quarterback behind the center is when he comes up to the line of scrimmage and he peruses that defense, he gets to pre-read, pick up what they're playing. Then he calls his audible. He started calling one series of numbers, changed his mind, called an audible 17-something, or the 17 is usually the left side of the line, and you see here the results. A good run by Ricky Williams.
We have yet to see Gary Anderson has a badly sprained inside portion of the ankle or foot. Reeves back on first down, goes down the middle with it. He has the tight end Harvey. And that's a play that I suggested very early that tight end might be available to John Reeves today, and he's gone to him now. That's the third time he's gone to his tight end.
Well, that time he had a zone defense. Free safety, Chuck Clatton's the man who was responsible for the center. Chuck Clatton came up playing around with position on the field, trying to give him a bad look, and he found Harvey going down the center of the field.
And it's first down Bandits at the Birmingham 40. They're moving now in the opening moments of the second quarter. Ball goes to Ricky Williams again. Breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage and gets 4 yards. He busted Bill Rowe. Bill had him right at the line of scrimmage, and he just squirmed loose.
You see there the first quarter stats, Keith. The remarkable numbers are just time of possession. And you see the result, total yards, Birmingham, 74, Tampa Bay only 20. The one turnover, interception by Chuck Clanton. Great play.
Time, of course, heavily on the Birmingham side so far. Second down, 7. Reeves passes away, caught by Harvey, the tight end. He is rolled out just short of the 30 by David Dumars. Dumars going to the best place to bring down the bigger man, taking him down around the ankles and knees.
Keith, I recall when Vinny Cunningham, who plays tight end for the Pittsburgh Steelers, was playing for our team. He ran down the field against the Atlanta Falcons, and a low defensive back came up low, took him out low, and caused him to hurt his knee severely. I think for a while, a big tight end like that has to start thinking about that. All right? Dumars coming up, making hits, making him low. Harvey doesn't want to get in a position where he gets him a shot too good on the knee.
3rd down and 1. And Reeves will throw on 3rd and short. Got a man down there. Pass is caught deep inside the 10-yard line. Number 88 or 89. It's Willie Gillespie, number 89, making the catch. Out of University of Tennessee, Chattanooga.
First time in a long time for Willie Gillespie. He's been out with an injury. You see the pressure right there. He's being nailed by Herb Spencer, number 55. He still gets the ball away. Man-to-man coverage. He's all alone running an out route. Willie Gillespie in good position. Makes a catch. They're inside the 10-yard line. They can tie it up.
John Reeves has now hit 5 in a row. It's 1st down and goal, Tampa Bay on the Birmingham 8-yard line. Willie Gillespie played at Chattanooga under a man who helped coach a lot of ball games in this old stadium, Bill Oliver, who was on Bear Bryant's staff for years. Into the end zone, batted away. Nice play by number 22, David Dumars. The pass intended for Larry Brodsky.
With Eric Trevelyan and Willie Gillespie being hurt, Larry Brodsky has shouldered a lot of the pass receiving responsibilities. Last week he had nine catches for 150 yards, and the week before he had over 100 yards in that game. The only receiver in the history of the Tampa Bay Bandits to put 2 100-yard games back-to-back.
He was on the receiving end of a lot of Jim Kelly shots when they played together at the University of Miami. 2nd down and goal from the 8. Reeves gets it away short. Caught by Greg Boone at the 5, and Boone is wrestled down right there. And pounding on him in the main was Bill Rowe, the middle linebacker.
Well, Bill Rowe jumped on him. Mike Perko put pressure on John Reeves. It takes time to set this play up, but Perko charging in, the defensive line of the Bandits, of Birmingham, doing a great job of putting pressure on Reeves, forced it a little bit faster. Boone just did turn around in time. You see there, he never had a good grip on the ball, so he never could concentrate on getting himself turned around to drive for the touchdown.
I didn't see Mike. Is he still wearing that flowing mountain man beard?
I don't know.
3rd and goal from the 5. Reeves is sacked. Flowing in from the left side, it's Ken Kelly, the weak side linebacker.
Keith, I think there was a major mistake on that play. When Reeves started to roll out, did you see him kind of look for someone downfield? I think he was looking for a back to come out of the backfield to dump the ball off to. Now you watch.
Well, Willie Gillespie is going to slip here, too.
You look at him right there. He's looking for someone quickly. He's not there. That play was set up to be thrown very quickly. No one was there. Reeves had no alternate pass receiver to go to.
And Tampa Bay sends out Zenon Andrusician for a 29-yard field goal. He's 8 out of 10 and 4 out of 4 from this distance. Jimmy Jordan puts it up. Andrusician hits it straight on, and it's good. Zenon used to kick the football sideways, the soccer style, and then chose to go straight on because he gets it up quicker. 250 three-pointers. High short kick. Drifting over. It is Paulette Carruth. And Carruth breaks the tackle and keeps on pounding. Good, steady, tough running back from Alabama in his rookie season in pro football, and a good solid return for him. The Bandit offensive unit there, John Reeves 7, Brodsky 82. Steve Spurrier, fretting over his team, says they don't have a killer instinct. They don't put people away. Remember, in the 3rd quarter late, they led New Jersey 24-14, wound up losing 28-24. And they're down here knocking on the door with a 1st and goal at the 8th. They settle for 3. Birmingham's ball. 1st down, they're 34.
34!
Back in here. Stout back. Whips it out to Cribb. Joe gets a little blocking help and hops it and goes down inside. Crosses the 45 to the 47. Gary Anderson, the man missing from the Tampa Bay Bandits attack so far today. Here he is with Tim Brandt.
Keith, he's been hanging on the shoulder of Coach Spurrier, trying to get in the ball game. He believes he's going to play. How's the ankle feel, the foot, the top of the foot near the ankle?
Oh, just a little sore, but if he calls on, I'll be ready to play.
Did he give you any indication at all if you would play?
Just if it come down to it, something happened to Rick or whatever, I would get in.
Okay, Gary, there's over 600 yards of rushing right there, Keith.
You bet. On the first down play, Stout rolls it out. Bootlegging it, and comes down across midfield to the Tampa Bay 44-yard line and went very close to the stake. He was trying to get out just past the stake, but he missed it by a yard. He's picked up 22 yards now on 4 carries.
Now, that one was a broken play, but looked as good as any naked bootleg you might want to call, picking up 8 yards.
Somebody forgot to take the ball. Might have been Joel Coles, because Joel is out of there right now. I don't know. Jim Smith.
Yes.
There's Battaglia snapping the ball, and the man with a microphone in his helmet. Ball goes to Cribbs, and Joe cuts it back into the middle. And he's got the first down.
Joe Cribbs is a very smart runner, Keith. Knowing he's got to pick up a first down, he doesn't do anything fancy. He gets behind his blocking, goes straight up the middle. He was right behind Mike Battaglia as Battaglia charged out from his center position, driving people off the line of scrimmage. You see it here. Nothing fancy. You don't need it here. Unlike the run he had to play before, got the ball to the outside, cut back to the inside, picking up blockers all the way.
Right.
34 lead.
No.
Cribbs again. And maybe a yard. I think in virtually all instances, a team reflects the basic philosophy and personality of the coach. That's an obvious statement. But I think to understand the mentality of the Birmingham or the philosophy of the Birmingham football team is to know Raleigh Dodge, because he's been a man who played 52 and 53 under Duffy Doherty at Michigan State. He was a starter in their 53 Rose Bowl victory. But he's always been involved with the trenches. He likes the big guys, and when he first came here, he personally coached the offensive line. Now, Tom Banks is doing it for him. It's second down and about 9. Pass is complete, and it's Cribbs inside the 30 and down to the 28, and another first down. But Raleigh Dodge, after all of his years briefly as the head coach at Northern Michigan, where he was 33-15-1, he went off to Green Bay, to New England, to Detroit, and in 5 years with Pittsburgh. So the man knows what he's doing.
And he does an outstanding job. The players have a great deal of respect for Raleigh. He knows the game of football very well, but more importantly to the players, Keith, is that he gives them his respect. He doesn't lie to them. He plays straight with them, tells them exactly where they stand, and they can respect that. In return, they respond with a better performance.
From the 28, first down for the Stallions, as Cribbs has it again. Cuts it back against the flow and hits into the 25 for 3.
Now, of course, there are a couple of receivers out there that don't like the fact that Raleigh wants to run the football all the time.
Well, it depends on how many W's there are.
That's true.
That's the best way in the world to shut down the Gripers.
Well, I know Jim Smith and Joy Jones love to catch the ball, and Jim Smith can catch 20 passes in game and say he should have caught 21. Just the kind of competitor he is.
6:25 to go in the first half. Trying to set up a screen. Pass caught by Darrell Mason, the tight end, and Mason works his way down to the 14-yard line, and that's another Birmingham first down.
Boy, that's one of the screen plays out of the old Pittsburgh Steelers playbook if I ever saw it. Pushed out, dropping back, drifting far to his right. And watch how the lineman lets the pressure come in and let everybody drift in. He goes back. There he's got 3 blockers in front, going on linebackers, and Darrell Mason, the tight end with the ball. He's only 220 pounds. Had a great game last week. He's blocking, doing a fantastic job. Raleigh putting him a bit more in the offensive game plan as a receiver today.
Stout now 9 out of 11 for 89 yards and a touchdown. Stallions leading 7-3 with 5.5 minutes to go in the first half, and Cribbs is to the 12. That's a pickup of about 4 yards before Fred Nordgren brings him down. Fred playing at the nose tackle spot for Tampa Bay, 5'11", 245, and that's the first time we've called his name today.
He leads his team in sacks coming into this ball game with 8. Real small guy, but he is just tough, fearless. Today he's been playing a little bit off the line of scrimmage back. It's much like the flex defense of the Dallas Cowboys. Right now he's up very tight.
They give it to Cribbs again, and Cribbs is smacked down by Dwayne Anderson, that strong safety, blitzing again. He came on the inside route that time and was there when the ball arrived.
And it looks like he's either blitzing Keith, or on that particular play they told him, all right, we want you to follow Cribbs wherever he goes. If he doesn't go to the outside, or you come charging in, I think that time it was a blitz. Defensive lineman took out the interference. He had a clear shot deep into the backfield of the Birmingham Stallions.
Cribbs now with that loss back to the 15. 10 carries, 20 yards. Third down, 9 for Birmingham as Stout drops back to throw. Smith in the corner. Got it. Caught the ball in front of Alvin Bailey, and when you look at the replay, you're going to see an old pro just rip the shorts of the youngster.
Yes, you are. He was actually working against Marcus Quinn, number 40. He came inside, goes to the outside, but the old pro, the great veteran, professional, smart move that you're referring to, Keith, is the fact that Alvin Bailey is in better position. Jimmy's behind him, but watch how he charges right in front of Bailey, right here, steps in front of him and takes the ball away from him, makes the catch for the touchdown.
Smith had momentum for the quickness for the move, and Bailey couldn't get planted and make the charge in time to get there. And it's touchdown for the Birmingham Stallions. The kick good. It's 14-3. And Cliff Stout exulting over the catch by Jim Smith.
He also knows that when Jim Smith catches 1 or 2, if 1 or 2 is a touchdown, then Jim Smith will also be very happy.
4 minutes and 13 seconds to play in the first half, and the Baltimore Stars out to a 17-7 lead over the Portland Breakers, playing their second tough game in a row on the road, and they're beat up. Miller kicks it high and kicks it deep, and Bailey drifts way back into the end zone and will not return it. And so Tampa Bay will come out and take the ball for this possession at their own 20, and they need to unwind their league-leading offense. Drug-troubled period in his life.
Well, right there, Gary Anderson didn't look like he had a lot of power on that ankle. Didn't have much of a chance to get going, however, with the pressure from the defensive line.
2nd and 13. Harvey, the tight end, makes the catch at the 24. So there's 6 yards about short of the first down, as Dumars again had to tackle the tight end.
Dumars has been very active today. He's going to be a sore young man tomorrow if he keeps this up.
Chuck Clanton has his 11th interception of the season in 9 games. Time remaining first half, 3 minutes. Harvey's caught 4 balls now for 38 yards. Anderson's out and Gillespie is in as they go to a 1-back offense and 3 wideouts. Greg Boone, the remaining back, in effect the blocking back. Once in a while they'll throw him up the middle. He's blocking right now. Leaves passes away, and Brodsky comes down. Oh, that's a fine catch by Larry Brodsky. He didn't have much of a handle on it, but he stayed right with it, and in front of Dennis Woodbury, pulls it in.
Does a real good job. He's got tight coverage from number 21, Woodbury. You see him make the stop. He goes up, makes the catch, and watch, he's bobbling it just a bit here. Under contact, the pressure. He knows he has the first down, so he just concentrates on hanging on to the ball.
Ball comes out just beyond the 33. First down to the Bandits. And Anderson is back in there at the I-back.
Audible at the line of scrimmage, Keith.
They go from the probable run to the pass, and the pass is caught by Gillespie, and Gillespie is dragged down at the 40, near the 48-yard line, and a penalty flag is thrown from the near side.
Taft Sales, the linebacker, was covering Gary Anderson on the play. They threw the flag in his general vicinity.
Holding on them on Brodsky.
It's a holding call against Birmingham. And up the field go the chains for the first down. They take the play, which puts the ball at the 48. And time remaining, 2 minutes in the first half. So we should have the 2-minute warning right here, and we do, as John Reeves goes walking to the sidelines to visit with his coach, Steve Spurrier. The Birmingham Stallions on 2 long marches, leading 14-3. Numbers on Reeves so far in the ball game. First down for Tampa Bay, their own 48. 2 minutes to go now. Action, passes away, man turning back into the ball, and the catch is made down at the Birmingham 40-yard line by Willie Gillespie. He caught it right in front of Woodbury. He tried to drive him off and did just enough. Jim Smith now, the man who caught Birmingham's touchdown pass a moment ago with Tim Brent.
Jim, Keith Jackson and Swanee were talking about you ripping the shorts off that young defensive back. I've got to believe you had an option to take it inside or out.
Well, I had a little option, and I believe he had me man-to-man with a little help over the top. And I spun him around a little bit.
He's got his shorts, Keith.
He's a good one. This is Anderson trying to find room to the outside. Turns it back inside as there's a good defensive play coming up from the outside by Mickey Sutton. Mickey is 5'9", 175 out of Montana.
Barry Wilson, the defensive coordinator for the Bandits, walked over while I was talking to Jim Smith and said, we wouldn't mind having this guy on our team. It's because we throw the ball a heck of a lot more than Birmingham. And Jim said, you think we can make a trade just before the game?
Gain of a yard approximately for Anderson. Second down and about 9.
Blue 63!
Blitzer's up the middle, passes away to the sidelines and too high, incomplete. It was intended for Larry Brodsky, and the coverage by David Evans out of Central Arkansas.
You can never be positive of exactly what's happening down the field from up here, but right now it appears that what Reeves is doing is coming to the line of scrimmage without a play. He sets up behind the center, he looks at the defense because they're blitzing, they're playing man-to-man coverages. He checks that defense, then he calls one of 3 or 4 plays which he has in his repertoire for that particular defense.
57 seconds to go in the first half. 14-3 Birmingham. They're blitzing, and they've got him. Number 55, Herb Spencer, at a penalty flag. Might have come a little soon. Let's see. Herbie was blowing through.
Loss of 9 yards on the play. There is a flag down.
Against the Bandits.
Against the Bandits. So the 9-yard loss is going to stand. And it brings up 4th and 19.
Raleigh appears to be upset. I don't know why. Defense is doing a very good job.
Ed McFadden drops back as Zenon Andrusician is in to punt. Hits it high, not too long, angles for the sidelines and knocks it out of bounds. And it'll be out around the 20-yard line. 45 seconds to go in the first half now. Birmingham getting the ball back, leading 14-3, having controlled the Tampa Bay offense so far. All right, Birmingham comes in. Let's see whether or not they're content to run it out or whether they'll load it up and go for a big one. Both quarterbacks having good days. Stout's 10 out of 12, Reeves 11 out of 15. That's 21 out of 27 for the two of them. And the ball off to Cripps and Joe from the 20 out to about the 22. That gets the clock rolling. Tampa Bay with 3 timeouts remaining will spin one right here. Marcus Quinn calling timeout. And that leaves 35 seconds. So they have 2 left.
See the conference going on in the sideline. Offensive lineman of the Bandits. That's Chris Foote sitting there in the middle. He's the center. He was out with an injury. Came back in this ball game to start.
He's one of the younger Trojans.
Yes, he is.
Former Trojan. The crowd, not as big as they had hoped here. All week long, there have been letters and small contributions and some larger contributions coming in, including one 9-year-old who sent a letter with his $3 allowance to Raleigh Dodge because he's a Stallions follower. It made big news in the local papers. But it takes, they need more, and there will be a discussion of that at halftime as Jim Lampley talks with the mayor of the city of Birmingham and Jerry Sklar, the general manager. Handoff is to Cribbs, and Joe dances his way through the traffic, goes for a first down, out around the 35-yard line, and the clock stops now at 28 seconds to play. And Dwayne Anderson, who was blitzing on the play, is going to hobble off the field, shaken up. Cribbs is now over 2,000 USFL yards to go with all those yards he picked up at Auburn and all those yards he picked up with the Buffalo Bills. So in his pro career, he's over 4,000, and add to whatever it was he had at Auburn, which had to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,000. That's a bunch.
That's a bunch. I still have a great curiosity as to how the Hall of Fame, Professional Football Hall of Fame, will handle all these yards when they compare the NFL and the USFL.
Well, we're going to run it.
Clock is ticking along now, and Tampa Bay is not going to spend the time out. They're just going to let the half expire and go to the clubhouse and try to regroup. And so we've played 2 quarters, and the Birmingham Stallions, as a result of 2 long marches, have a lead of 14-3. And we'll be back with the halftime activities after this message and a word from our local station. And we're ready to go with the second half kickoff with the Birmingham Stallions leading Tampa Bay 14-3. And Tampa Bay will get the football. As Miller hits it, Danny is out of Miami and knocks it down to Alvin Bailey, and he's coming from the 4, and wacko. I mean, he is turned upside down at the 16.
Timing is everything on kickoffs, and when the receiver of a kickoff gets the ball, he's trying to time it up with his line to open up a hole. He's right behind him, and he takes off. That time, there was no time, and they got squashed. You see right there the halftime stats. Nothing phenomenal except for the fact that Birmingham has possessed the ball about 7 minutes more than Tampa Bay. Both teams have really played well on offense, but again, field position has a lot to do with it. Birmingham has had it, Tampa Bay hasn't.
Gary Anderson opens in the single back offense as the snap comes from the 16, and he has the ball and cuts it back into the middle and gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that'll do it. And I think it's evident that he is running on less than 8 cylinders, or 6, or whatever.
He's the kind of running back that makes a lot of the quick moves. He'll change his direction and pace in a flash, in a second. When you've got a bad ankle, it takes away that kind of running ability. I had mentioned field position. The Tampa Bay's average starting field position has been on their own 18-yard line.
Not the kind of position that wins ball games for you. A double tight end alignment. Reeves puts it in the air, and the pass is too high for Willie Gillespie, number 89. Spencer Jackson, I've called his name all day, haven't I?
No, we haven't. Reeves looking very much to Gillespie. Just come back into the starting lineup after being injured. Spencer Jackson has not been in the ball game very much, and that is the reason why.
Brodsky and Gillespie are the wide people, and now they send the tight end Jerry Price out as a wide man. Now they're going to bring him back. He got in the wrong position. Now they've got him ready. They hope.
No, on the ball, Jerry, on the ball.
Blitz on. Reeves has to unload, and he can't get it away in time. Gillespie was coming back to the ball, but the pressure was too great. And the pass is incomplete, and it brings up 4th down, and they'll have to punt, and Birmingham should come out of here with pretty good field position.
Keith, with the microphone on the field, you had a chance to hear Reeves telling Jerry, this tight end, to get up on the line to direct him. And he had a good example of how a quarterback has to be aware of where everyone has to be on the field, so when someone's out of position, he directs him, leads him back into the proper position to get the play off.
Oh, they almost blocked that. That's going to get a penalty flag, though. Number 75, Dave Purifoy, the master's degree holder in guidance counseling from Eastern Michigan, got caught. You got to hit the ball if you're going to knock that kicker down, and he missed it.
He missed it that time. Dave Purifoy spent some time with the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll take another look at it. And Transition gets the ball away clean.
It's going to wipe out a 48-yard punt for Zeno, but I would imagine that he's very happy to have the Tampa Bay Bandits retain possession of the ball with a first down out at the 21.
Well, the only thing I think a kicker or a punter likes better than getting a great punt off, maybe inside the 20-yard line, is having the opportunity to use his acting ability. Giving the offense the ball back and try and put more points on the scoreboard.
But you don't criticize a mistake from trying.
That's right.
And Purifoy almost got there. Only the third penalty of the ball game on both teams, so we've seen the yellow flag very little today. Anderson pitches it back. The old flea flicker. Reeves unloads it in a hurry, trying to get the ball to Harvey because Reeves had to get rid of it. Number 97, Doug Smith, and number 75, Dave Purifoy, were just about to unload on him. And I want to tell you, that's a load. Smith 300 and Purifoy 255.
Well, you see what Crusher does. You know, Reeves is a rhythm passer. He's trying to get some kind of rhythm in this ball game and come up with the flea flicker. You know, one of the plays which is big in the repertoire of Bandit ball, but this time it doesn't work because the defensive line is all over the key players.
And so it is second down and 10. Anderson is out. Boom. It's the lone back. Better protection. The pass is intercepted. Reeves tried to force it in, and Bill Rowe picked it off. He tried to drill it into Willie Gillespie, and the big linebacker from Colorado stepped in front and won the contest. Oh, that is the second interception of the ball game of John Reeves. A happy moment for Bill Rowe.
Well, Bill Rowe told me he wanted to have a good ball game today, so he thought he'd be in position with the ball being thrown so much to maybe have a chance to pick one off. And here he's in great position, played the play well, did a good job getting his hands up on the ball in front of the receiver. Willie Gillespie really should have got his hands up, Keith, and tried to knock that ball down.
Not terribly graceful on the fall, but from the 19. Birmingham trying to cash a big opportunity as Joe Cribbs goes wide. Getting some help from Darrell Mason, they finally throw him down on the 15.
That's in. Did Bill Rowe to the Lynn Swan Dance School for grace.
So he'll take it.
Marcus Quinn brought into the Tampa Bay Bandits after a trade with the Oakland Raiders. One of the more talented free safeties in the league. He plays in the middle, he reads the play, then comes up strong on the outside to make the tackle, going around Darrell Mason, the tight end.
Second down, 6 from the Tampa Bay 15. Cribbs is knocked down. Coming pounding in there was number 79, defensive end Mike Clark. And the big guy from Florida was right there when Cribbs got the ball, and it was the only thing Joe could do was surrender. The loss is back near the 20, 5 yards.
Just an outstanding defensive play. You see he comes in from the outside. I think that was a missed block, Keith, by the fullback. The fullback should probably take the first person who shows on that. He probably eyed the linebacker, thought he should take him, and then Clark shot in underneath.
And so, it is third down and 11 for Birmingham at the Tampa Bay 20. Out, more time to look out of the shotgun, drops back, looking for a screen to Cribbs, and the pass is a little high. Joe couldn't get it, and it falls away, and that brings Danny Miller into the ball game. Had a big week last week in the Stallions' victory, and probably, as he said to himself, saved his job because he'd been struggling, and then all of a sudden he wound up and had a big night. It was 2 out of 2 in field goals from 48 and 31, and 2 out of 2 in extra points, so a total 8 points in last week's ball game, the 20-17 win over the Oakland Invaders. They'll put this one down and try it from 37. Where's the wind? Not much wind. If it does anything, it'll probably help him a little bit. He's 2 out of 5 between 30 and 40 yards. Bob Lane handles it, puts it down. And the kick, plenty of leg on it, and good. So at 11 minutes and 35 seconds to play in the third quarter, it is now the Birmingham Stallions 17-3 over Tampa. Birmingham with a 14-point lead now. And that's a pretty good mountain for Tampa Bay to try to climb. Miller's kick is deep. Bailey at the 3. Down around the 21. Give him 18 yards on that return. 11:25 to go, third quarter, and out come the Bandits.
Keith, when you talk about average field position, it's really been the struggles you mentioned, but take a look at this comparison. Tampa Bay on their own 18, now they have it at about the 20-yard line. Birmingham on their own 43. They've been playing on half a football field throughout the afternoon.
From the 21, Chris Foote will snap it. Greg Boone, the single back. John Reeves at quarterback. Boone bangs it out close to the 25. Here's Tim Brandt, all sore and braced up. How you feeling?
Keith, I was just talking to Bill Rowe about his interception. I said, Keith and Swanee were making fun of you about your brace on the return. He says, what happened? He says, I got so excited after I made the interception, I can't remember. Only thing I remember is I was on my way down and I was hoping somebody would hit me so I wouldn't look foolish.
Way to go, Bill. Nice young fella. Good football play. Second down. Short 7. John gets it away just in time, and the ball is incomplete. Falling down very slowly was Marvin Harvey, and he never did have hold of it. And finally, when he came down, the contact with the surface knocked it out.
The big key so far in this game, Keith, has really been the amount of pressure that the defensive line for the Birmingham Stallions have placed all day long on the shoulders of John Reeves. John hasn't had much time to breathe, let alone find a receiver downfield.
And the second half stats show it. 0 for 5 with an interception. Third and short 7.
He's audibilizing at the line of scrimmage again, Keith.
Harvey can't hold on. Oh, boy. He took a lick from Chuck Clinton. Don't dance, Chuck. That man's bigger than you are.
Yeah, he better be careful. I talked with Clinton before the game, Keith. As a matter of fact, I talked to him yesterday, and he told me what he works at hard is at disguising where he's going to be. Now he comes up on his left side, and as the ball is snapped, he rushes back towards the center of the field. Then when the ball is thrown to the tight end, he's in perfect position to make a play on Harvey.
And transitions punt gets up into the breeze, swirling wind inside the stadium, and tumbles down out of bounds at the 43 of Birmingham. So once again, the Stallions have got field position. That's what they're averaging all day, their own 43. Well, here in Birmingham, they call them the Phillies. They've been busy today. What does that mean?
That's just kind of a windy, what horses do or stallions do when they see a good-looking filly.
Oh. From the 43, Stout throws. Pass good. Diving catch just beyond the markers by Joey Jones, his first of the day.
Joey Jones, one of the local favorites out of the University of Alabama. Not one of the biggest people, as you see there, his height 5'10" and only 167.
They had the alumni game down yesterday. Ray Perkins put the pads on for a while, and when he went out for the first snap on the alumni team, boy, the cornerbacks came up, their eyes as big as a plate, foaming at the mouth. And Perkins thought sure he was going to get barbecued, but they took it easy on him.
You also told me, sir, how they took it easy on the president.
I know Raymond is not as quick as he used to be. From the first down play, they run it over the right side behind the center battalion and Pat Singleton, the right guard, and Joe Cribbs gets a short gain out of it. Incidentally, for those of you who follow the fortunes of the Crimson Tide of Alabama, Kerry Good did not participate in the game, but he's on a full running program now, so the brilliant running back figures to come back hale and hearty and ready for the season. It's 2nd down and 8 for Birmingham. The ball is near the Tampa Bay 43.
What's slid here? Ready for now. Wait, 24! Right! Wait, 24! Buddy! Wait, 90! Wait, 90! Yep, you heard it.
It's an audible, Keith.
About quickly to the sidelines. Again, Jones, and Jones diving for the marker very close to another first down for the Stallions in front of Alvin Bailey. Is Battaglia calling the alignment when the quarterback checks off? Is that Battaglia calling the alignment?
Yeah, the center comes up, he looks at the line. He might call certain line calls where they have to shift, pick up certain people because of the defensive alignment. Now, when Cliff comes up to the line of scrimmage, he calls one color, then he calls a second color. That means that second color is indicating an audible in a live play. What he indicated to Cliff from the line was that they picked up the audible. We got the audible.
Double reduce! Double reduce! Wait, 90! Wait, 90!
Cribbs on first down, caught behind the line of scrimmage, and his surge will get him back about to the line of scrimmage.
Now, you heard them call it double reduce. Keith, I honestly don't know what double reduce is, other than maybe it's an alignment of the defense. Now, he's calling and alerting the two guards and the tackles on either side of him. It's a double reduce. That's a call he's making. They listen to the call and execute their blocks accordingly.
Four guys! Help! Wait on me! Brown 80! Brown 80! I'm going to wait up there, guys.
Cribbs sets up, comes out of the backfield, pass down the sidelines, intended for Jim Smith on a fly to the corner, and too long.
Pass intended for number 86, Jim Smith.
He had Alvin Bailey, number 25, beat on the play. Cliff Stout, working with a sore elbow, just got that ball out a little bit too far. Right here, you see him looking to his right, little play action. Quickly looked at Joy Jones. Joy Jones was covered, came right back to Jim Smith without wasting too much time. Ball was just thrown a little bit too far and out of bounds.
So it's 3rd and 10. Ball near the 36 of Tampa Bay.
Yeah. That's right. Base! No, Louis!
Out of the shotgun. Down the middle, intended for Smith, and it's incomplete. Smith was cutting in front of Warren Hanna, but the pass again was too high to him. And that brings out the punter Parsons.
Yep.
No, he's going to bring out Miller for a field goal.
Whoa, that's a long one.
That's a hefty baby.
Just out walking off the field, was unhappy with himself because he knows he should have hit Jim Smith on that play.
This is for 53 yards. It'll be his longest of the year.
And if he misses, it'll be the best field position of the day for the Bandits.
That's right. They'll take over near their own 36. There's only 10 people on the field. Mason gets out there now. Bob Lane will handle the snap. Reserve quarterback on Northeast Louisiana. Miller got it away. It's long enough. It's good. I mean, he flat nailed that thing.
He sure did. I mean, when it looks like Tampa Bay is finally going to get a break, their defense finally stopped the Birmingham Stallions. Force a long field goal. It's a young Danny Miller comes through in the clutch, makes it through the uprights. They now have the lead at 20-3.
Well, let's have another look at Danny Miller's team record 53-yarder. Well, he hit it. I mean, it went over split the uprights and way over. And he jumped up and down and said, no.
Right. He knew as soon as he hit that one, he had a good one, Keith. There's Bill Roll, 52, congratulating.
Nails the kickoff, runs it all the way back into the end zone. Bailey's coming out. He was 2 yards deep, and he's bringing it out, and he comes to the 19. The attendance today is 28,900. They don't have turnstiles, I told you. The capacity of Legion Field is 75,412. That means there are 46,512 empty seats. That's a potential loss of revenue in those empty seats of some $500,000. And I've been told by a friend of mine who's a businessman here in the city of Birmingham that one of the Stallions' minority stockholders is organizing a meeting this coming Thursday night where they're asking 100 businessmen in the city to invest $25,000 each in the Stallions franchise. That plus the millions to the city, if they can get it, would give them some breathing room. Quick shot outside. Steve Carter makes the catch beyond the marker and gets a first down for Tampa Bay at the 31. Baltimore Stars beaten up on the Portland Breakers 20-7 in the third quarter.
Portland Breakers stayed on the East Coast after their game against the New Jersey Generals. Did not go back to Portland.
Going to bring it back mentally. In motion.
It's probably a very long and difficult week, Keith, for the Portland team in getting ready to play Baltimore.
They were all beat up after that New Jersey game. Having Buford Jordan out and having lost Marcus Dupree for the season, it's tough. Ricky Williams lines up. First and 15. Steve's throwing. He's got to throw. And trying to place it in between defenders. The pass is incomplete, intended for Willie Gillespie. Dumar's the man that got his hand on it, but he had help in Clanton and Woodbury.
Woodbury was over there. It looked like number 55, Herb Spencer. The linebacker was coming out underneath. Willie Gillespie had caught this pass. It would have been a great catch. I'm surprised that...
I could have gotten a flag, though. Dumar's belting Gillespie like that after the ball was clearly away. Second and 15. Reeves shoots this one down the middle, and it's short. Brodsky rolling on the turf, trying to come up with it, and couldn't do it. And in this third quarter, John Reeves is 0 for 8 with an interception. So John is being harassed.
Harassed, that's describing it lightly. He's being victimized by the defensive line. They're forcing him to throw the ball early. They're making him pay a price even when he gets it off with contact. The receivers also hit very hard downfield.
Round 40! Round 40!
Tried to get the ball to Carter, and he threw the ball a little bit behind. He's kind of lucky to get it back. We've got a penalty flag on the field back at the line of scrimmage. That could be a hold since it came out of the referee's pocket, I think.
Holding 62 on the offense. Penalty decline. Fourth down.
Chris Foot caught.
Things are going pretty badly today for the Bandits all the way around, Steve. Spurrier has to be a little bit frustrated.
They're out there on the field.
Very even-toned man.
Good football team.
Oh, they are.
Stallions are a tough team. Androsian has had punts at 29 and 32. A 48-yarder was wiped out. McFadden fumbles it. The rookie from Wisconsin loops around and gets loose. And he's finally run out of bounds. He ran about 50 yards before Jerry Price finally hustled him out. What Price? It was... didn't get his number. 47-yard punt, 4-yard return. I remember one time I was someplace in some hotel, and the phone rang. I picked it up, and the voice at the other end said, "This is Geese." And I said, "Who?" "It's Geese." And I said, "Honk for me." But it was one of the delightful people of the world, Geese Osby, who's played for so many years with the Globetrotters. A marvelous man, great athlete. First down from the 42. And Stout, on a little delay, gives to Joe Cribbs. Joe searching for running room and uses his speed to get somewhat around the corner before Alonzo Johnson runs him out of bounds.
I played basketball with and against the Harlem Globetrotters team a couple years ago in Hong Kong. They threw water on me. I got mad. Put on the opposing team's uniform. Dropped in about 8 points real quick. While it's within 1 point, they drafted me to their team.
One of the great things with the Globetrotters, remembering the O'Brien twins, Johnny and Eddie O'Brien of Seattle U, one time they beat them.
Round 34-0.
In Seattle.
34-0.
And in a real ball game at that. Second down and about 6. Cribbs going again. Trying to chew on the clock, and this time he gets around the corner. He got just enough of a delaying block from Darrell Mason to turn the corner and pick up the first down. And Warren Hanna brought him down. Now let's join Tim Brent.
Keith, you mentioned the problems that John was having out there running the offense. Tell me about some of the things that you may do differently, Jimmy, when you go into the ballgame.
Well, we're going to do basically the same thing. Just try to, I guess, get a change of pace and see what happens. John's getting some pressure, as you can see. So can't really say yet. I just have to see what happens when I get out there.
Have they done anything that you didn't expect? They're loading up 9 and 10 people coming at you.
Yeah, they're blitzing a little bit more than we thought they'd blitz.
All right, Keith.
Jimmy Jordan out of Florida State, who was a fine quarterback and stepped in relief of John Reeves when John was hurt a year ago. Stallions, in the meantime, are just trying to grind along and eat up the clock with 3:45 to go in the third quarter, leading 20-3.
That was Leon Perry carrying the ball the last time. Picked up a couple of yards.
He's big enough. He ought to be able to grind on something at 5'11" and 250. He came in ballooned, out overweight, and he's finally back down after losing some 38 pounds.
3-4 here. Louis.
Wait, 81.
Right.
81.
Yeah.
Second down and about 7. Stout looking, looks left, looks right, goes right. Now throws and got just enough for the first down. He waited till the last minute before he unloaded the pass to Ken Toller, and Toller advances it to the 32, which is good for a first down.
Keith, one of the big chances you take when you blitz is that the other team picks it up and lays one on you. That time, number 26, Dwayne Anderson, defensive safety, came in on a blitz. They picked it up and just up-ended him when he tried to come in to rush Cliff Stout. He got up real slow, holding his shoulder, his arm, while Cliff Stout rolled out, picked up some more time to find his open receiver.
Yeah.
Round 35-0. Round 35-0. Here it comes.
Cribbs again. I tell you, number 74 pulling out Pat Saindon and Pat Phoenix. The guard and tackle on that side really swung that door open, didn't they?
Yeah, the right guard and right tackle did an excellent job. Joe Cribbs getting out to the outside, reading his big people, number 74, Pat Saindon, seeing the hole open up. Now watch right here. Cliff Stout goes back. They're both pulling. That's number 74. Pat Saindon getting out in front right there. He turns up the field. Number 51 is Kelly Kirchbaum. He puts a block on him. Darrell Mason cutting off the outside. Joe Cribbs picking up the yard.
He's got 60 now on 19 carries on first down from the 22. It's Stout, hook sliding down around the 11-yard line. The rule in the USFL is that if he goes down voluntarily, he's down.
Ball is dead right there. There's no need for someone to come over and touch him and make contact, or what they're trying to prevent is the quarterback from getting steals. I think it's a bit overprotective, though, Keith. I really do.
What's that? What about?
Yeah, having him go down like that and then saying, that's it. I mean, he turns himself into a running back. He should be able to pay the same price if he's going after the same game.
4-3 sack.
Yeah, but once he's down, he's down.
Oh, but a running back can't just slide and say I'm down. He's still going to take the shot.
Leon Perry rumbles along on second down and 1 and picks up a first down inside the 10. He'll give his progress close to the 8 where Kelly Kirchbaum brings him down. No mark at the 9. And Birmingham now is doing just exactly what they wanted. They're just beating on the Tampa Bay defensive front.
They're wearing them down, doing a good job of executing. Sometimes this team can get into a lead, Keith, and just sit back, play real conservative, and not put points on the scoreboard, and then they're susceptible for a comeback. In the first game of the season, the New Jersey Generals came very close to coming back and making it a ball game because they sat back on their heels.
Stout will pass on first and goal and throws it out of bounds. And a penalty flag. Probably holding.
There is a flag on the play.
There was a lot of pressure on Cliff Stout. Dwayne Anderson
20 on the offense.
Joe Cripps.
Holding.
Number 26, Dwayne Anderson, again, was blitzing from a strong safety position. He was picked up. Chris Stout had a little quick feet, bouncing around in that pocket, trying to find an open receiver very, very quickly. See Dwayne Anderson bending over there. He's a little bit tired.
Public address announcer is pretty good competition. That's only the 5th penalty of the ball game on both teams.
Brookwood Center for Health and Fitness for their participation. Penalty is against Birmingham, 10 yards for holding. That's the end of the third quarter.
Third quarter's over, and the Birmingham Stallions lead the Tampa Bay Bandits by a score of 20-3. And we'll continue after this message and the word from our local station. Well, the Birmingham Stallions leading 20-3 and knocking on the door one more time. Have the football first down at the 19 of Tampa Bay. Joe Cripps. He's gone.
Joe Cripps, 19 yards on that play, Cade, touchdown. That's his longest run of the year and, of course, of the day. Great job by the offensive line. They fired out. Look at the hole open up right here. He goes through, sees a crowd, peripheral vision. There's an opening to his outside. He takes it now. He doesn't waste time once he's downfield. He sees that he can get to the end zone. If he turns it straight up, he does. Easy jump for a touchdown.
Miller, point good. Joe Cripps, 20 carries, 79 yards and a touchdown. The last 3 times he's carried, he's gone 12, 10, and 19, and bingo.
Came into this game as the number 4 rusher in the Eastern Division. Outstanding job this afternoon so far.
Now 27-3. Cliff's down on the headset to the coaches upstairs, discussing what's going on. They're in pretty good shape, leading 27-3 as Danny Miller kicks off high and very short. Even though he had a 53-yard field goal, that'll get him some noise on the sidelines as Dwayne Anderson, a defensive back, fields it for Tampa Bay and runs it back out to about the 40-yard line. So the Bandits have 14 minutes and 43 seconds to get it. The top offense in the USFL is at only 14 snaps in the third quarter. And the offense has been stifled so far, and as a result, Jimmy Jordan is into the game. 19 out of 38 for Jordan. He hasn't played a whole lot so far this year on Florida State. And he whips one quickly. The pass is caught by Jerry Price, tight end, who has flexed out, and he is just short of the first down. Birmingham now will probably start playing a little more center field. They'll be a little less intense and trying to keep away the big play.
Well, they're going to get back there. They're going to pay attention to the receivers going deep. They're going to give up some short yardage stuff. The key is, can Jordan pick them apart, get those players downfield quickly, then make the big move to get more yards.
Greg Boone, a little skip to the right, breaks it big, and Booney hauls it all the way down to the 18-yard line. David Dumars finally dragged him down. Well, that little draw play now, that'll hurt you when you're playing prevent.
One play in the right direction. It's not a draw. It's just great blocking. You get your big hole. But because the defense is so spread out looking for the pass, Jimmy Jordan comes off the bench. His first play is a pass play. They've got to be thinking about it. Greg Boone just takes it down the sideline, and that's Boone's longest run of the year.
And his first time Bandits. Down on the 18. Jordan's pass is away, completed to Jim Fitzpatrick. And Fitzpatrick coughs the ball up as he is thrown to the ground, and the wrestle is on, and Birmingham's got it. And the sky is falling on Tampa Bay at Legion Field this afternoon. They just simply out-wrestled him and took it away from him. Looked like David Evans is the man.
We'll take another look at it. Fitzpatrick, a small receiver, works very hard. You see him holding the ball. He switched hands. And right there,
Rowe knocked it out.
His roll came over the top and just punched it right out. See the ball is flopping around there like a greased pig. They could throw right back into Rowe's hands.
Well, we got a challenge now. Steve Spurrier has challenged the call. Let's see whether or not the 3 out of 24, I think I heard the other day, in their challenges of it. And so the referee, Bill Parkinson, will come across and talk to the review judge. And Fitzpatrick was claiming that he was down when the ball came loose. Now, he might have a case because Rowe came across and belted him. Well, let's have a look.
He's got the ball there. Are his knees on the ground?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Now it is. Yeah, about simultaneous, wasn't it?
It's a close call, so I think it will stand because the officials, unless it's a clear-cut bad call, they will stand by the call of the official. We'll look at it from another angle. Right there, he switches. He's going to get this ball tucked away.
He's down.
Yeah,
He's down.
He is down.
He was down, I think. No, I think he was down.
Well, we'll see. He's talking to the official in the box. The fans of Birmingham, less than 30,000, but they're screaming and yelling, hoping that the challenge will be heard.
I don't think Steve has won one of these yet.
Excuse me.
Maybe the law of averages are going to come up for it.
The Birmingham fans don't want this challenge to be upheld.
I'm glad I don't have to make the call.
Me too.
26-7, Baltimore leading Portland. Bryant with 160 yards so far. Here's the decision.
There's no charge timeout. The ball belongs to Tampa Bay. The man's knee was down at the ground.
Oh, Steve finally won one.
Yeah, he got one up. He got a break. And he loves it.
Well,
that's the first break of the ball game for this Bandit team.
It would have been it's a very difficult thing because there's so many people involved in it. Even though the officials were in the vicinity, it was that marginal. And I happen to think in that case, the instant replay reveals the right call.
Great camera work, Keith, by our guys picking it up. They've been doing a great job all season long. We've had most of the angles on just about every key play that's occurred so far.
So Tampa Bay has the football at the Stallions' 13-yard line, and it's second down and 6. Jordan's pass into the end zone is intercepted. Picked off by Herb Spencer, linebacker. It'll be touchback, 20-yard line, Birmingham. He underthrew it, trying to get it to Jerry Price, and Spencer was there.
The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away, Keith. An old passage there. Spencer, the man for the moment.
Boy, that was a crowd.
Picking it up.
3 white shirts back there and 1 receiver. Spencer from Newberry College, coming up with his 3rd interception of the year. Now the offensive team in white, Birmingham on the 20, first down, leading 27-3, but 13-20 to play in the game. And they're still hungry. Go back to what you said a while ago, Lynn Swan. When you get the big lead, you got to stay aggressive.
That's right. You have to go after it. Defensive backs are playing off, not playing aggressively, so why not pop it to the outside, give it to Jim Smith, see if he can break a tackle on Alvin Bailey and turn it into a big play. It's a safe play also. You can use it, and you've got the lead.
Second down, 1. 33 or 30. Almost surely a first down.
Wait, 34 lead!
Buddy.
34 lead!
Go ahead, man, go ahead. There's the first as Joe Cribbs bangs his way up to about the 32.
Some of them are 26 again. Dwayne Anderson coming around from his free safety position, Keith, trying to get in and apply some pressure. When he returned that kickoff not too long ago in the 3rd quarter, He had a good return, limped off from the sideline because I think he's just been beaten up so much this afternoon. Coming in on the blitz, being flipped around, having to make so many tackles this afternoon.
Kelly Kirchbaum is the man banged up and trying to get his breath down on the field, so a timeout is taken for him with 12:19 to play in the game. 26-14, Baltimore leading. Baltimore will be at Tampa Bay next Sunday, and Birmingham will be in Jacksonville. Challenges now, they're 4 out of 25 with this last one that we know of, unless others have happened today. Birmingham averaging about 7 yards per first down play, and that to me is almost more important than third down plays, because if you're getting 6-7 yards on first down, my goodness, it just opens your playbook wide open.
And it's a big key. They knew it going into the ball game. When I say they, Tampa Bay, their defense knew it. Barry Wilson, again, in the conversation I had with him, said that he wanted to try and put pressure on them on first and second down, stop them from getting the big plays on those downs, and creating a short third down situation. 4-3 sack. But unfortunately, the defense has not been able to do that this afternoon.
Second down and 7. Cribbs working hard now. And Joe's going to have a first down out near the 46. Wayne Anderson finally got him.
There's the secondary. They're proud, doing a great job. Strong all year.
Cribbs is now over 102 yards of the ball game on 23 carries, and time showing 10:55 to play in the game.
Well, Timmy, if you can hear me, Cribbs hasn't broken the big one, but that 1 for 19 in his longest of the year, you're kind of halfway right.
You know, we were talking about that earlier, Swanee, and there's no question in my mind that the guy was long overdue. He's working hard. He's playing well.
Leon Perry is gang tackled after about a yard. This is Joe's first 100-yard game of this season. I want to know how old Gimp's getting along down there in the hot weather. Is that hot weather helping that sore back?
Oh, I don't think it's helping it any. I can't wait to get to the bed.
Make sure it's a hard one, Timmy.
I'm staying near the trainers, I guarantee you that.
Well, you've had a week. Slip disc. Jason got whacked in the head with a baseball bat, and Lindsay fell over a tricycle handle. You've had a family week, haven't you?
I'm breaking him in early.
He's up there now. He's up there. Second down and 9. It's out all day long. Jim Smith.
Now, we talked about the fact that Chris Stout's elbow was sore, but he rifled that pass in there, Keith, right through the secondary. Jim Smith coming across. They're relaxed. They're playing easy. Now watch Jim at the top of the picture. He's going to come all the way across. Right here, the ball has to get there before Marcus Quinn does.
Incomplete pass.
And he makes the catch. Now they're calling it incomplete.
Well, it went through his hand. Hit the ground. I thought it was good. And here comes a red flag. It was definitely an incomplete pass. You get one challenge a half. This is from Raleigh Dodge, but Raleigh's going to lose this one.
We'll take another look. There's the ball. Oh, Jimmy! Well, I like it. Look at this. He dropped the ball, but he gets over it real quick, trying to get the call in his favor. He covered it up.
But it's an incomplete pass.
It's an incomplete pass. Raleigh uses his challenge. He'll be charged to timeout.
The play stance is the ball hit the ground, the pass is incomplete. Birmingham is charged with a timeout.
Now, Jimmy should have run over there and told Raleigh not to waste the timeout, Keith.
Yeah, he should have.
He should have. But don't waste it. Don't waste it. If they don't give it to us, they don't give it to us. But don't have them take a timeout away from us just in case.
The line judge, L.T. Bonner's the man that called it, because he was in position to see it, and you had to be in a particular place, just as our camera vision showed you there. That angle was perfect, and the line judge is in just about the same angle.
That's right.
Here comes the game here. Here comes the game here.
We're talking about the defensive line. They're expecting some kind of stunt, Steve. And he was right.
Stout's pass is thrown behind Smith, and it'll bring up 4th down and 9. So the red flag circumstance now, they've succeeded 4 out of 26 officially.
Herb Battaglia talking about here comes the game, Keith. is talking about that defensive line where one man might go right and crisscross and the other comes around the back. They tried to make that play work. The defensive line didn't execute it, but Chris Stout tried to hurry that pass a bit, and it was incomplete.
So Bob Parsons is in to punt. His previous punt was 33 yards, but he knocked it out of bounds on the 10. Bruce Vaughn is back there now with Dwayne Anderson. Two people back. They don't want that ball rolling around if they can help it. And look at old Bobby hit it. Boy, he nailed it. Vaughn all the way back to his 5. And out of bounds about the 9. So Bob Parsons delivers a shot of 47 yards, a 4-yard return, and the Bandits are struggling. Massive dramatics in the last 9 minutes and 17 seconds of this ball game. The Birmingham Stallions are going to be sitting on top of the Eastern Conference with a 7-2 mark. But as Tampa Bay comes up, I want to say something about their schedule, though, because they have a rough final 4 games to finish the season. From the 9-yard line, Jimmy Jordan throws it short underneath the coverage. Good to Boone, and Boone is going to be wrestled down around. They'll give him up to about the 15. But the Birmingham Stallions, in their final 4 games, will go to Houston, Baltimore here, to Tampa Bay, and then to New Jersey. So those are 4 toughies.
4 tough games, and if they come away with big wins, it just is going to solidify their position and make them a little more intimidating. It also could help them get playoff ready with tough competition.
Here's Boone again, and Boone having a big day, gets outside.
Great block.
Somebody threw over there for him. It's Carter. Steve Carter, number 11.
Oh, Boone was running downfield, lots of open territory. Was trying to make up his mind as to which way he wanted to run. There were a couple of people out in front of him. Chose the outside. Steve Carter, all of 5'10", 170 pounds from Albany State, and a rookie, was standing out there, had great position, made a good block for him, allowed him to pick up another 15 yards, Keith.
Greg Boone now, 73 yards on his 3 carries. 8.5 minutes to go in the ball game. 27-3 Birmingham.
All in the 4th quarter yards, Keith. 2 big plays.
On 2.
Jordan goes down the middle and throws it right to Herb Spencer. So Spencer's second interception, and that was a look what I found interception. I mean, it was all he had to do was catch it.
Jimmy Jordan dropping back the pass. I think he was looking, I don't know who he was looking for on that play. You see Steve
Spurrier wants to know, too.
Who he was throwing to. It's almost like he didn't even look and see the linebacker there. We'll take another look at it. He drops straight back. He has all kinds of time. Watch the flight of the ball.
Oh, I see. He was looking
going
at
for
Fitzpatrick.
Yeah. Spencer was standing right there.
He was big as a maple tree. Couldn't miss him. 4th interception. From the 49 of Tampa Bay, Joe Cribb to the 44. Tampa Bay losing here today, that moves the New Jersey Generals up into a tie for 2nd place in the Eastern Conference. Both of those teams will now be at 6-3, and Memphis 4-5. Baltimore will go even again today. If they hang on to win against Portland, they would be 4-4-1. And Jacksonville winning last night 31-10 at Orlando. The Bulls are now 4-5. So Lindy and Fonte's ball club. Smith dropped it.
Oh, incomplete. Dwayne Anderson, number 26. His team is behind, but Keith, he is playing one outstanding football game today. He has been hitting, making strong plays, hobbling around from being involved in so much contact this afternoon. Came up to make a great play on Jim Smith. Ball right in Jim Smith's hands in his chest. And Dwayne Anderson making the hit, stripping him of the football.
One of Bobby Collins' players out of SMU. Third and 5. Cribb. He'll go to the corner and get the first down. They roll him out around the 30-yard line with 7:12 to play in the ball game.
They tried to push him out, but number 58, Alonzo Johnson, was trying to push him out. But he wisely went to the ground to keep the clock rolling, trying to use up as much time as possible. Just gets to the outside, turns the corner. A little burst of speed. That's a benefit, Keith, of having a great running game. You get a lead during the fourth quarter. You give the ball to your running back. You can't really consider it eating up the clock or trying to be conservative because they have been doing all the work all afternoon.
Round 82! Round 82!
Leon Perry, bouncing off the stack, is caught and dragged down for a loss back around the 33-yard line. And once again, Anderson is right there along with Mike Butler. You know who's played a great football game for Birmingham? The big guys up front offensively. The offensive linemen have just been terrific.
Left tackle, Mike Turner. Left guard, number 78, Buddy Adelette. 59, Mark Battaglia. Center at right guard, Pat Tandon. And right tackle, Pat Phoenix. And tight end, Daryl Mason for most of the afternoon. That's Mark Battaglia, who's Mike here talking.
Round 37! Round 37!
This time Smith catches it, and Jimmy goes down to the 7.
Keith, the great job you mentioned the offensive line is doing. You'll see it again here. They do a great job. They fire off the line. They give them all the time in the world to throw. They was looking at Joey Jones. Had he been in the middle of the field, Keith, I think he would have thrown it deep to Joey. He was about to break open. And he was running out of real estate, so he came back off, and you see there's Jim Smith wide open in the center. And it's number 40, Marcus Quinn, and number 50, James Harold coming up to make the stop.
Fade in the corner, Smith. No, out of bounds. Anderson right with him. 2nd and goal.
They're trying to pick on Dwayne, I think he's got to be tired. He's been all over the field all day. He's a rookie, and you said at the top of the show, Keith, the weather would be a factor, not as much with the young ball players. Here Jim makes a catch, but he goes out of bounds. Now, it's still a judgment call for the official, because if the official thinks he would have landed inbounds, if he weren't hit, they would have given him the touchdown. Obviously, they felt that he was going out of bounds anyway.
Strong, buddy.
Round 61! Round 61!
Well, they try Scribbs, and Joe has no chance. As 76, Mike Morgan, and 58, Alonzo Johnson jumping.
Well, the defensive line read that play. As soon as they lined up on the ball, did an excellent job of stopping them that time, but 4 minutes and 30 seconds in the ball game. Birmingham has the ball on the 10-yard line. They needed those kind of plays earlier in the ball game to stop those lengthy drives that the Stallions put together to be ahead in this ball game 27-3.
Ball is back on the 10. It is 3rd down and goal from the 10. Bill Parkinson, the referee, almost gets run over
with the flag
and a flag thrown downfield as the melee started under the ball.
You see Bill out there, he couldn't get out of the way. He was about to get trampled. He wasn't worried about making any calls. He just wanted to get
How much wind has he got?
Holding.
Oh, he's in good shape.
5 yards and first down.
Oh, my goodness. Bruce Vaughn, number 30. Well,
watch Bill Parkinson now get caught in the traffic.
Now watch Cliff. He starts to roll. Here comes Bill. Oh, no. Please. Let me get out of the way. There you go, Bill.
Let me tell you something. He's not dressed for combat. He get run over by that crowd, you get scarred. He's a good guy. Good official.
I'll tell you in a minute.
All right. It's a first down as the holding call carries with it the first down, and it's first and goal from the 5. Cribbs caught by number 51, Kelly Kirchbaum. He shook off earlier wounds and back in the ball game. Makes the tackle.
I imagine that Riley will run the ball for 2 plays here, Keith, to see if he can keep it on the ground, score using up the clock. So Stout will take up as much of that 30-second clock as he can and calling the play and executing it. If they have not scored and it's third down, then we might see a pass by Stout.
Black right 38! Black right 38!
He's got Cribbs. He's got Cribbs. Goes to the back of the end zone. Too long. Incomplete.
Well, you see, Keith, I had the perfect strategy. And Riley Dutch knew it, so he decided to fake him out and throw the football.
They had a tackle eligible there as Mike Turner. They lined up making Turner, the number 64, a tackle eligible, and it was Turner skirting along the end zone. But Mike, when you get into white stuff back there, you're out of bounds.
Yeah, the big guy had his chance.
He caught it too. Went right up there and got it. He is one of the developing players in the USFL. I think he's going to be a heck of a player for somebody.
30 seconds left in here out of LSU. Maybe he was a little tired. That's why they brought him out. He had to run 5 yards. 15 yards, that play.
And he's got 5 seconds on his clock. 1 second, he gets it off. He looks for Toller. Now he's got to take a sack. Number 58, Alonzo Johnson, runs him down. Well, on the previous play, when he threw to Turner out of the end zone, he had Cribbs, and he just simply didn't see it. So Alonzo makes the play, and Birmingham is backed up, and Danny Miller is in. Miller has hit a 53-yarder today. He's hit a 37-yarder today. This will be 42 yards at 2:31 to play in the ball game.
Not quite as much pressure on Danny Miller in this case. His team up 27-3.
Got it. He was hitting it into the swirling wind, and the ball hung up there and fell over the bar. And it's Stallions 30, Tampa Bay 3. Well, it's a happy bunch of Stallions because they have come in here on their home field today and whooped Tampa by 30-3 right now with 2:13 to play in the ball game. And the co-leaders of the conference coming in. And it is Alvin Bailey on the return for the Bandits. And Alvin comes out, good return, out around the 35-yard line. Birmingham has run off 23 unanswered points, and when you got a good horse, ride him, I guess. We'll go with Birmingham Stallions to Jacksonville next week. They'll be in the Gator Bowl, and we'll be there at 2:30 Eastern Time. Jacksonville winning 31-10 against Orlando last night, as Ed Luther now is beginning to find his place in the Lindy Infante offense as we have come to the 2-minute warning to play in the ball game, and a lot of the folks now starting to pack up and go home. They feel the game is secure. 2 minutes to play in the football game. 30-3. It's been an impressive performance by the Birmingham Stallions today, and obviously disappointing for Tampa Bay because they didn't share the leadership of the Eastern Conference. By luck, they had earned it. But it's been a rough day as the Birmingham defense has been dominant, and the Birmingham offense has pretty much had its own way.
Jackie Klein, number 98, still applying pressure. Was all around the ankles of Jimmy Jordan, bringing him down as he tried to get that pass away. With the pressure, he threw it into the ground.
I'll bet you Raleigh Dodge takes the offensive lineman to supper. He should.
I bet you Joe Cribbs and Chris Stout will pay for it.
They can afford it. Penalty flag down as Jordan throws to Fitzpatrick. And let's see about the penalty now. Cribbs today totaled 153 yards, 117 on the ground, and caught 5 passes for 36.
Lost a few yards here in the late going on the ball game, being hit from behind the line of scrimmage.
61 on the offense.
Matt Newton, the right guard.
We ought to have a lottery on Nat. You know, he keeps telling everybody he's under 300 pounds.
Who's that?
Nat.
Nat Newton, under 300 pounds?
That's what he said.
Never. Sorry, Nat, but I got to go with 300 plus. Or maybe we should give him the benefit of the doubt and give him 300. That's the offensive line right there for the Birmingham Stallions that we talked about today.
Back goes Jordan. Gets a little heat, gets his pass off, and throws it in the stand. Incomplete forward pass. That stops the clock at 1:38 to play in the ball game.
Very surprising, Keith. The Tampa Bay Bandits have not scored a touchdown all in this ball game.
Well, as I told you, that's been one of the frustrations of Steve Spurrier, though, that they just don't seem to have any killer in them. They don't put a team away. And the New Jersey game was the game that he cited, where they had a 10-point lead with a quarter to play and got beat. Jimmy can't find anybody. Got good legs and determination. Puts his helmet down and bangs up to about the 37, but that is way short of the first down. So they're looking at 4th and long, and at this point you might as well go ahead and go for it with 1:20 to play.
There's Cliff Stout. You see his stats on the day. No interceptions, a fine afternoon. Sore elbow and all. And there's John Reeves, a man who had problems all day. Problems not due entirely to his performance, but the defensive line of the Birmingham Stallions applying great pressure all afternoon.
Another interception. This ricochets into the arms of Dennis Woodbury. And he's thrown down, and Birmingham's got the ball back. That's 5 interceptions of Tampa Bay quarterbacks today. And obviously, and I'm not offering excuses for Steve Spurrier's ball club, he would not want that. But Gary Anderson, who had been averaging 109 yards running and catching today on that sore leg, ran 3 times and was -1.
He's a major weapon. To have him out of the offensive lineup will hurt any ball club. We see the difference in the Baltimore game and how they're playing today when they get their star running back, Kelvin Bryant, going, who was over 160 yards so far in their ball game. I have to feel a little bit sorry right now for Jimmy Jordan, Keith, or any backup quarterback who has to get into a ball game under these circumstances, try and rally a team and bring them back. And Jimmy Jordan is a young quarterback himself, going against a very tough, the number 1 defensive team in the league.
Bobby Lane is now in at quarterback. Bob getting a chance to take a snap. Kind of a boring assignment at this point, leading 30-3 and less than a minute to play. But he's up to it. And Bob Lane played very well for this Birmingham franchise the first year.
He sure did.
And a couple of times when Stout has been hurt, Lane has come in and delivered.
Well, he's the kind of quarterback for a backup you love to have, not just because he's got the talent to be good for you, but because he's got the right attitude. He comes in this ball game, he will do whatever he has to do to make his ball club come out with the W, Keith, to win. Jimmy Jordan getting a head start off the field into the locker room.
There'll be no more snaps. This ball game is complete. The Birmingham Stallions have defeated the Tampa Bay Bandits by a score of 30-3 and moved to a record of 7-2. Tampa Bay now 6-3, tied for second place in the Eastern Conference with the New Jersey Generals. And it looks like Baltimore is going to win their ball game against Portland. That would make Baltimore now even at 4-1. It was an impressive outing for the Birmingham Stallions, and Raleigh Dotch was right when he said that yesterday, we're going to win.
That's right. He had told his team, don't worry about all the things going on off the field. You can't control them. Go out here and play football, do the best you can, and the most positive things will happen if you do your best and you play well.
Well, interviewing folks is always fun when you have won a ball game in an impressive style, and we'll be joining Tim Brandt in just a few minutes for some of those interviews. And your final score, Birmingham 30 and Tampa Bay 3.